Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another show of Inspirate Business, where we're here to inspire, to empower, and to enlighten you. We have a very special guest today, someone who's doing amazing work in the retail sector, somebody who runs a successful online business, which is going to be very interesting, and a female guest. We don't have many of those, I know. We try to secure them, but it's been difficult to get guests onto the show. This is, I think, the 50th show, so you are very, very fortunate. We've made up the 50th show. Welcome to the Inspirate Business Show, Firzana Moosa. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Jazakallah for having me. It's a pleasure.
As I said, you are far and few between the female guests, but very special to have you on the show. And I know representing women in business.
Yes. It's been a journey representing women in business. I've basically started off, I studied my BCom at Wits, and then I worked for a while in the corporate business. And then I decided, okay, I want to take a break, look after my kids. And once
How many kids do you have?
I've got 3.
Okay, mashallah.
3 kids. And after a while, you know, that it bites you. You need to get back into business. You need to do something for yourself. So I decided, okay, I need to look for a business, something I want to do. I don't want to go back into the corporate world. I think after being at home for a while, you don't want to work hours and report to someone. You've been your own boss for so many years. And that's when I decided, okay, I'm looking for something, and I have a passion for design. And I think I've got a very good eye for design. But the market is also very tight when it comes to interior decorating. And through the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I met someone that was willing to teach me the rug game. So I said, that's a good step into it. And that's when I got into the whole rug business and started my entrepreneurial journey in 2016.
Okay, so what now, 8 years?
It's 8 years now.
Wow. So you what's very interesting is you matching your lifestyle, having, been a mother of 3, and then still obviously fulfilling your vocation, as in being a businesswoman.
Yes. I think that comes from, I grew up with 2 very hardworking, very strong parents. And my mom showed me that, you can do anything you want to do. And if she could do it, I can do it. There's so many other women out there that are doing it. And that's when I said, no, you know what? I can also do this. I can run my family and I can have a business of my own.
And how old are your kids?
My son is 13, my daughter's 7, and I've got a 2-year-old.
Wow, so that's quite a handful.
It's quite a handful.
That's why I admire women in business, because, you guys, your primary role is, of course, as nurturers, as mothers,
yes.
as the household, head. Yes. And then to add on the business aspect, it is quite a task, and I believe only women can do this, because I think if a man had to do both, I don't know if we will be able to
multitask.
Yeah, so I mean that's admirable, and we whenever we think of women in business, we think of one of the first most successful women in business who became the nurturer for our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Khadija radiallahu anha. I mean, she was a successful businesswoman. And so that is very admirable. And we're going to talk about your business. So you said you got into the rug business. The business is called
Ozel Gallery.
Ozel Gallery. So from the word Ozel as in O-Z-E-L.
O-Z-E-L. You see, I wanted a brand that was built on exclusivity and luxury. And with Ozel Gallery, it was Turkish. The rugs are all from Turkey. And Ozel in Turkey means exclusive gallery. Exclusive gallery. That's how I came up with the name Exclusive Gallery.
Oh, very good. So you said you were nurtured by somebody.
Yes, we met someone that was willing to, I spoke about wanting to get into something, into design. And I met someone and they said, okay, you know what, we can teach you the rug game. So I was like, here's my opportunity, I'm going to grab this. And that's when I went into it. But the whole thing was that what I've learned is that it was a very hard game to get into. It took a while to get my footing in because it's a very male-dominated business. And I think from get-go, I realized every stage of entrepreneurship in business is just not transparent. It's very difficult. But as time went on, it grew and I got my footing in. So, shukr.
So you operate as Ozel Gallery online?
We operate as Ozel Gallery online and on the social media platforms.
Okay, so you don't have a physical presence.
I don't have a physical premises. We've just got, basically, it's not a walk-in store. So I've got a warehouse, and from there we dispatch the rugs.
And your business is business to business, or as in like you supplying other rug stores, or you supplying to the public?
To the public.
So it's a business to consumer.
It's just a business to the consumers. So what we started off doing was that I sent you a whole lot of pictures and you see what I have online, and then I come out to your place. So it makes it a bit more personal.
Okay.
And then we lay down the rugs and you see which one you like.
Oh, all right. So there is that physical.
So it's like physical. No.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very personal. Because as I said,
see.
people invite you into their home.
And a rug is a very personal.
It is.
I purchase. I know, having purchased
It is.
my
It's
own
something
rugs.
you don't change all the time, and it's something it's there forever in your home.
And it's a very prominent feature of your home, right?
Yes.
Wow. And you go and secure these rugs yourself?
We go and secure the rugs ourselves.
And you get it from various places in Turkey?
We get it from various suppliers in Turkey.
Okay.
That we've built. I built basically nice relationships with a few people in Turkey. So I don't now need to go physically to Turkey. They sent me stuff online and I pick from there.
So originally you had to obviously develop these relationships with...
Initially I had to, so it was up and down Turkey initially.
All right, and that must have been a nice experience as well.
It was a very nice experience.
And the business is yourself primarily, or you have support?
It's myself primarily. I've got a very good husband. He backed me basically with my business.
Yeah, I just want to put a rider there, and I know he'll lambast me if I don't mention him. Your husband's father, your father-in-law, whom you guys live together, right? I read Taraweeh with for many years. Hafiz Yunus Sukadia. I mean, if I don't mention him, I know he will lambast me for the rest of my life, and he's a mentor to me. So alhamdulillah. Yes. So you have a good support structure.
We've got a good support structure.
No, alhamdulillah. Now, what I wanted to also ask is, let's talk a little bit about. I'm just intrigued about these rugs, because to the naked eye, as my late dad would say, a rug is a rug is a rug.
It's a rug.
You like this rug over here, right? What different? And then you see these prices. I mean, so you can get a rug for 1,000 rand, and you can literally get a rug for like 200,000. What makes? What's the difference?
It's all the quality of the rug, the strength of the rug, the materials that are used in the rug. Okay, you can go into any China mall nowadays and you can buy a rug for like 1,000 rand, but guaranteed it's going to last you 6 months to a year, and you're going to throw it out. Our rugs and the expensive rugs that you do see are very nicely backed. So it can last you anything from 10 to 20 years, and some rugs last you a lifetime. Like you get your authentic Persians, they basically increase as time goes by, the value of them. So what people do nowadays, they buy that to hang on the walls. Because you wouldn't want anyone just walking on your rug. And then you get velvet rugs, we've got silk rugs, we've got bamboo rugs. So it's the fabrics and the knot count that makes it really strong.
Okay, so and what makes, or what's the difference in these rugs that you supply, which come from Turkey, to say what we know as the Persian rugs?
The Turkish rugs, the ones that I bring in, they're machine made.
Right.
And then the ones that you're talking about, the Persian rugs, which we also do bring in those, but those are all handmade and naturally dyed.
And up to today, they still...
Up to today, people still like them. People still want them, but as I said, they keep it as pieces to grow value, basically. And with the rugs, the machine rugs, you can have it's artificial things that color it, get your artificial colorings. With the handmade rugs, it's all your natural stuff that give it color. So you can't clean it at home yourself. You have to get special people to come and clean it for you.
Oh, is that so, eh? Wow, it's quite a business, eh? And quite very intricate.
It is.
And you might, I mean, you said you got into it because somebody introduced you into it.
Yes.
But I guess you have really gotten to learn about the industry in depth.
I suppose with every business, you have to learn the business. You can't just take it from face value. To really expand your business and know your business and be successful, you have to learn every aspect of your business.
I must say, just to relate the story, a
Yes.
friend of mine was telling me, and I think she's an interior decorator. So she went to Nelson Mandela's home, and the one in Houghton, and she seen this rug on the floor. And she said, where did you get this from? And apparently it was a gift from the King of Saudi Arabia. And they didn't know that this rug is actually gold,
Sure.
literally gold threaded. But they just kept it. So that's why I say sometimes when you don't know,
You just take it for granted. Yeah, that's true.
yeah. Anyway, we are talking rugs, and we're talking entrepreneurship, and we're talking specifically female entrepreneurship with a wonderful lady of Ozel Gallery. Let's explore her journey immediately after the break. You are watching Inspirate Business, and on our Red Hot Couch, sponsored by Asia Collective, we're talking rugs and the specific speciality of Oriental rugs. We are being educated by Firzana Moosa, this female entrepreneur who is enlightening us about the different types of rugs. She's got a business called Ozel Gallery. It's an online gallery, does personalized service for people. But now, what we also want to know, and this is why we do it, and it's very important, is everyone sees the success. I mean, you have your customers, they see you successful, coming there, providing an expensive rug. By the way, what are your prices? What would they range from? A typical rug.
Okay, a typical rug, the smallest size can range anything from 3,500 right up to, I can give you one for 160,000.
Wow, that's a huge, and
It's
that's
a
why we
very
were
big-
talking about what makes the difference between a 3,500 rug,
Yes.
and you were saying some of them are handmade, some of them have got natural colors, some of them are synthetic and more machine made, and this is the differences,
Yes.
right? And obviously some of them have lifetime guarantees, some obviously last a shorter
You
period,
get from 1 year guarantee going up.
going up, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some people offer, I know they say that it's like literally, if you have a problem, you can bring it back to them and they'll replace it and stuff like that.
That's what we do. We back our product. Certain ones are the cheaper range for a year because then it's also how you handle the product. And the more expensive ones, it increases.
So we also want to know, and this is, everyone sees the success. Your customers will know you as Firzana, the rug lady and the interior decorator, and comes into their homes and gives them their pleasure in terms of decorating their home. But we also want to understand the backstory behind the entrepreneur. So you grew up where?
I was born in Indonesia.
Okay.
I lived there for 13 years, and then we moved to Laudium.
All right. Did you matriculate
In Laudium, I
All right.
matriculated and schooled there as well.
Okay, and how many siblings are you?
We 2 siblings.
All right, and you said your parents were very important to you in sense that they really drove you.
Yes, both my parents very hardworking. Mom's always been in the business world.
Okay,
So from there, from learning from them.
so you've learned female entrepreneurship from mom.
Yes, from
Wow.
young.
Excellent. And just tell us, I mean, you matriculate then in Laudium.
I matriculated in Laudium.
You then
and
studied
then
as well?
I studied. I did my BCom degree,
Okay.
and then I worked
At WITS.
At WITS, and then I worked at Mercedes-Benz.
So immediately after your BCom,
The
accounting.
degree, yes.
Is
That's
that
when I worked.
your major
at,
in accounting?
Yes.
All right, so you're a financial brain.
Yeah, I worked in the accounting department and in the marketing department.
Okay, so you with Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah.
All right.
And then after, then I got married, had my kids,
And that's when you
stayed at-
decided to leave the corporate world.
And that's when I decided to
So you
leave the
became a
corporate home for a
full-time,
while.
okay, mum at, nurturing your kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
And after, sure, it was a while. I think it was around about 8 years
As a mum.
as
yeah.
a mum, and that's when I went into the business.
So you operate from home.
I operate from home.
So that's where you got this beautiful balance, is why you
Yes,
say this
it
is
makes it much
a
easier.
lifestyle business.
Yeah, it makes it much easier. So you're at home, you're doing your work from home, but if anybody needs you, you're still there.
So you still go and fetch the kids from school.
I still go fetch the kids from school,
Right.
do their work
Work
with
your
them.
appointments around.
I work it around them.
Around that, yeah.
My appointments are mainly in the mornings.
Oh, nice. And you, like you were saying, these are people that would go onto your website, choose a particular rug, and then you make an appointment to meet with them.
Yes.
Then you take your samples.
I take my samples
So
with.
you literally take the
I
rugs.
literally take the rugs for that size that they require.
Oh, okay. So they would obviously specify what
Size, what
big-
color tones.
Right.
And they'll send me pictures of the areas. And then from there, I'd see what I also like to fit in, and I take that with as well. Or you could just purchase it online and I courier it to you.
Okay, and when you say like you would go and make appointments, that I assume that would be in the greater Gauteng area. That's where you're
In
based.
the greater Gauteng area, I've did places in Cape Town.
So you would literally go down there as well?
I went to Cape Town basically with my staff.
Okay.
To Cape Town, to Durban, did quite a few places in Durban, and we courier a lot in Africa.
Oh, is it? That must be a good business as well.
I've got a very big clientele throughout Africa.
And obviously your target market are a higher LSM, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I assume like LSM 8, 9, 10, the high end.
The high end.
Yeah, it is a luxury purchase, a rug, right? It is
a luxury purchase rug. You can't, not just everyone's going to ask you for a specific rug like that. So you basically have to be it becomes a personal relationship with the buyer, where you learn what they like in order to show them what you have that they'd like to put down in their homes.
That's very interesting. Now, yeah, sorry, you were saying?
And then Shukar, from there, it's grown now. We do wall-to-wall carpeting.
Okay. So you've extended your service offering?
Yes, it started off with the rugs.
Okay.
But now it's extended to wall-to-wall carpeting, vinyl flooring, wooden flooring. I do blinds as well. And now we've added a very nice thing. And one of them, I really love this product. It's concrete coatings on flooring.
Like Semcrete type of.
Like the Semcrete type of thing, but it's your concrete coatings and your epoxy flooring.
Okay.
So it gives you that marble look if you'd like, the cement look if you'd like. And now I also make concrete basins and kitchen tops.
Okay, so you've become quite an all-encompassing solution provider, as in
yes,
anything to do with the floors as well as your house.
Flooring.
Okay, and those are all suppliers that would do this, but you give the solution.
Yes, I have suppliers, and I go out with my team. I built a team that I take out with me to go and do the flooring. So let's say if you do epoxy,
you'd have your own team.
I've got my own team.
That will come and do the epoxy.
That comes in, does the epoxy for you.
So I know with epoxy, it can be quite intricate, and if you don't do it correctly, it can actually be quite a disaster.
Yeah, because you can get crack lines and you can
get bubbles.
Yeah,
and it becomes quite a mess.
It does become quite a mess, but we give a 10-year warranty on our flooring.
Is that so? And that Semcrete also is quite a nice thing. I mean, that you were talking about concrete floors.
The concrete flooring.
Because it gives it that very natural, earthy look.
Yeah, especially now with the way things are going in the design world, the Japandi style has become very big, where everything is very natural. So people are going more towards the concrete flooring.
Very interesting is that you are a financial brain, which is supposed to be more analytical, but then there's this creative flair, as you say, your passion for interior and design.
Yes.
Where does that come from?
Maybe growing up in an Indian community, we were taught, okay, you have to become a doctor, you have to become a lawyer, an accountant. And so from that, you just followed the norm, followed what everybody did. And then that's when I studied accounting. And as the years go by, you learn yourself. And I think I've decided that no, I'm more on the art side of things. And that's where interior design and that.
So that's an innate talent that was like burning inside of you,
Yeah.
and you've now like, you went and did the typical thing that you need to
Yes.
do, which is a great lesson for us as well, right? In the sense that we do what we think is especially for youngsters watching, going into universities now and so on. You know, you got to follow your passion, right? But the nice thing is, as much as that is your innate talent, the creative flair, and you're expressing it through this business, your BCom has helped you a lot to understand the business side of things.
No, it definitely has helped me a lot. With the BCom, the accounting part of it, it teaches you the business side, and with the marketing, how to market yourself. So it has played a very big role.
I mean, your experience in marketing at Mercedes-Benz
Yes.
as well. Yeah.
So it played a very big role.
Yeah, you know, especially as a solo entrepreneur, when you start off, you end up having a passion for what you do, but then there's all the other things, the finances, the marketing, the operations, the logistics, the buying, the procurement, cash flow management.
It was a very steep learning curve, I'd put it that way, and it still is. I think you learn every single day while you're in it. You just never know everything.
Have you utilized, or do you have mentors that help you through this process?
I started off, as I said, with a mentor that helped me, teaching me the rug game. And I do have a mentor. My husband's my mentor. He's very big in the business world as well. So I've learned from him.
Okay,
And
so
I think he's my biggest fan that I have, because getting into the rug game was difficult. As I said, it was a male-dominated world. And I wanted to give up a lot of times, a lot.
yeah, most entrepreneurs will share that sentiment.
Yes. But I suppose you keep going, and you get there eventually.
As they say, if you can pass the first 2 to 3 years, then you actually are away.
Then you're on your way.
And I mean, you've got 8 years in this business, so quite commendable, and still looking very healthy, mashallah. So, alhamdulillah, you have been able to navigate through all the challenges, and that is very commendable.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then like you were saying, plus looking after a home and your children. This is where Allah, I believe, has gifted, you know, women like yourself in terms of being able to do that.
Definitely, alhamdulillah for that.
Yeah, and you said, very importantly, you have a husband that is your support.
Yes.
After the break, let's explore the journey for Ozel Rugs online much further. You talked a lot of your other service offerings. Let's explore that after the break. Welcome back, Inspirate Business, where we inspire, empower, and enlighten you. We have a very successful female entrepreneur. I stress on the female because it is very heartwarming for us on the Inspirate Business Show to have female entrepreneurs that are doing amazing work. We cannot but think of our beloved Prophet ﷺ, who married a most successful female entrepreneur in Khadija radiallahu anha, and allowed the Prophet then to propagate, you know, this beautiful religion that we now have liberty and the luxury of. We have Firzana Moosa from Ozel Gallery online. She's using new age technologies, as in this world of online. So doesn't have a physical store. When we think of the rug business, you think of your physical Persian rug stores. You carry out all the stock, You have all your cash tied up in that. She has this amazing model of securing rugs primarily from Turkey
From Turkey.
and a number of suppliers, and operates online. Now, I want to go into the details. You also mentioned new service offerings. We touched a little bit about that. Now, I want to go into sort of more detailed level around a customer interfacing with you. So, firstly, how would one find you?
One would find me on social media.
Right.
I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and on Twitter.
So you
And
do
on
you do
Facebook.
marketing videos on TikTok as well?
I do marketing videos on there, and from there, basically it's also word of mouth. It's a lot word of mouth. That's how it also started, the whole thing.
Okay.
And then you give me a call, and you let me know what you'd like.
So if they're dealing with you personally.
They're dealing with me personally.
Okay.
So they see what I have on social media, but once they call me, they deal with me personally.
Okay.
And then they let me know what their requirements are, and with the type of fabric they want, the price point that they want, the areas they want the rug for, and the type of lifestyle that they live. Are they more at home? Are they not really at home?
I guess also, is the rug for a area where there's a lot of traffic, or is it a rug where
Yes.
it's in a luxury room?
Area, or is it an outdoor rug?
Mm.
What area is it for? And then from there, once discussing that with the client, then I send pictures to the client, and they let me know, okay, I like this one and I don't like that one. So that also gives me a sense of their style and their taste. And from there, yeah, I take out the rugs to them.
Okay, now you're saying that you're not only offering rugs, you started off in the rug
I
business.
started off in the rug business.
Of late, how long ago have you started the new service offerings?
The new offering, basically around about 2 to 3 years.
So where
that
you've
it
now
started.
introduced the flooring.
The flooring.
So this is like typically like your wooden floors.
We do proper wooden floors, and then also your vinyl flooring, your laminated wood.
Okay.
Flooring.
So you do the proper wooden, like as in like these parquet floors and.
The parquet floors, proper wooden flooring.
Is that
But
still?
we stay away from the parquet flooring.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have moved away from that.
That was the old.
The older wooden flooring.
Yeah, yeah.
It's more the wooden strips,
Right. Okay.
the more modern finishing.
Yes. I mean, the older homes had those pine
Yeah.
floors and so
The
on.
pine
Yeah.
floors.
So you've moved away from that.
We've
yeah.
moved away from that.
Okay.
And with the wooden flooring, it's also a bit difficult because certain areas the wood needs to breathe, it expands, it contracts. So that also makes it very difficult. So we try and stay away from that.
And as you're talking, you also do the heated floors as well?
No, I haven't just started with
But
the
if
heated
somebody
floors.
wants to do that, then you bring them in to come and do the heated
I
before.
can source someone for them,
Yeah, okay, all right.
for the heated flooring.
And then you said the other offering is, of course, the semcrete or the concrete floors.
The concrete flooring, the concrete coating, and then you get a concrete screed that goes on top of it. So it can be smooth, you can have it. Some people like it with that crack, that slight crack look, that worn out look. Some people like it with a glossed look. Then you get the epoxy flooring that it looks like a tile without joints. And then you also get it with flakes. So you can have a different color flake, and it gives you an option to go wild with color. So you can go from red to cream.
What, on a floor?
On a floor.
But it still has that gloss.
It has the gloss finish. And then it also has the flakes, so you can also have glass flakes to give it the shimmer. Or you can just have your normal flakes to give it a different color within the color that you chose.
Very interesting. And then there was something else you mentioned about basins and.
And then now we start with the concrete basins. So nowadays what people are doing, instead of, you get your normal vanity, instead of having the normal vanity, now you have the concrete vanity. So either you can have the concrete top with your basin on top of it, or you can have the concrete top, but the basin built in with the concrete.
Okay. Now, you would work with people that are about to build a new home as well?
We work with everybody, renovating, building a new home.
And so would you work with like contractors as well?
Yes. We work with people building homes, we work with contractors. Then, because you need to know where they want to position it, the measurement properly while they're still going to construct the room.
Okay, so so then your actual client is the contractor.
The actual, it's our client. So you speak to the contractor through your client.
I see. Okay, so you've obviously got your designs, you've given it to your architects and so on, and then you've got your builder, and then the interior side is where you then come in terms of all the structural interiors.
Yes.
And the type of projects that you're doing, can you just give us an idea?
Sure, we've did from hotels, B&Bs in Africa through to normal households. So it's been a vast amount of different businesses we went into.
Businesses as well, like restaurants?
And businesses, no, I stayed away from the business, from restaurants and places like that. It's just, I wanted something more personal, basically.
Because that then becomes a little bit more
the commercial
industrial,
side,
commercial side of things. Okay, so it's more your interiors of homes.
Of homes.
Or hotels.
Homes,
and
hotels,
B&Bs.
B&Bs.
I guess like with the whole tourism industry booming, like in Cape Town and those areas, you must be doing a lot of business
A lot
there.
was in Cape Town and throughout Africa. The B&Bs and hotels, those lodges.
Yes.
In Africa, that's the ones we concentrate on more.
Which countries specifically?
In Zimbabwe, Zambia. Zambia has a lot now with all the lodges coming up. It's booming a lot. And in Congo.
Oh, is it?
That's Congo, a lot of hotels have come up on that side.
Yeah, I know a good friend of mine that did a hotel there in the mining area, but for the ex-president. Yes. One of his hotel projects, there's a lot of influx of tourism there now. Yeah, especially hotels because of the mining boom.
Yeah, there is a lot. And I've noticed that a lot of people like within Africa, say Zimbabwe, they've got businesses all over Africa. They just don't stop at the country they're at. Like us South Africans, I think we stop at that country. They take it throughout Africa. So when you have customers that are in one country in Africa, you know that you're doing other places as well because they're going to take you with them.
Yeah, so that's nice. Once you actually go in, now tell me a little bit for those that are watching other entrepreneurs. There's some keys to success of a business, right? And especially your business. What are those? What do you believe to be those key differentiators for yourself?
I think that would be work ethic. That would be hardworking and honest. Once you're honest about your product and you really love your product, I think there's no stopping then. And it's a lot of hard work.
Especially
and a lot of learning.
I mean, you talk of honesty. I just wanted to highlight that. And I know from personal experience, especially dealing in the contractor business, there is a lot of, pardon my language, but a lot of bull. Right?
There is a lot.
Because you promised, firstly, maybe sometimes not even your own fault when I say that with a bit of a disclaimer, because you can be promised timelines and then invariably you don't meet those timelines. Maybe there's other factors and whatever, but it becomes very frustrating. And then, remember, you have an idea of what you're expecting from you. So you explain, okay, the floor is going to be such with that sparkle and whatever it is, or that rug, or maybe rug's a little different, but especially like a floor. And then when the finished item comes in, it doesn't meet to your expectation. You expected it not to be bubbling and there's bubbles in the floor and stuff like that. Can be very frustrating.
It can. That's when it comes down to workmanship. And what I like doing, I like people to show me a picture of what they like. And from there, it's like, okay, this is how it's going to definitely look. And if you got good workmanship, there's no problem in that.
So that's where your team also becomes very important.
My team becomes very important. They need to know what they're doing. They need to be educated in what they're doing.
And when you, like, say when the floor is being put in, that floor, you are there.
I'm physically there throughout the process.
Wow. So that's where you say this is a man's industry dominated by men, and it's quite admirable to have a woman in there.
It is. You give your touch, but I won't lie. The people that I've dealt with so far have been so they haven't made gender an issue.
Right.
Especially with my team that I have behind me, gender is just not an issue.
Okay, we've come to the end of this. What a topic. I mean, it's so refreshing to hear a woman talk about this whole world of contracting and entrepreneurship. Immediately after the break, we come to the last segment. Let's see the journey for Ozel Gallery henceforth. Welcome back to Inspirate Business, and we have Firzana Moosa from Ozel Gallery Online. Ozel Gallery, where do we said, you said social media. Well, how would you?
It would be on social media,
Yeah.
Ozel_gallery for
So
Instagram.
it's O-Z-E-L.
E-L and G-A-L-E-R-I for gallery.
O-E-R-I.
I.
Okay, Ozel Gallery Online.
Online.
And you'll be on Instagram,
Instagram,
Facebook,
on Facebook,
TikTok as well, you
TikTok,
said.
and on Twitter.
All right, and we will put your details for those that want to contact you. You have an online website as well?
We do have an online website. It's just at the moment under construction because we're adding our new products to it.
Okay. Now, you've come this journey for the last 8 years, cracked the code. Most entrepreneurs fail. They say 9 out of 10 businesses fail in the first 2 years. Alhamdulillah, you have really gone way past that. So you pretty much established, got a good clientele, amazingly doing work not only in South Africa, and this is the great opportunity for other entrepreneurs, is with our exchange rates and so on. It is, I guess when you earn outside of South Africa,
You
it's
earn outside.
dollarized as well.
Yes.
So those are great advantages. And once you work with an customer, it is a customer for life.
It's a
Because
customer for life.
a guy who's building normally a home will always be looking at another home, or a guy who's got a hotel will be putting another hotel, and or would refer to his circle of friends, and that's how you grow.
It's a lot word of mouth. So with your customers, you build a good relationship and you know they'd always come back for the rugs or for the flooring. And word of mouth, they're going to tell their friends about you because they like what you did.
So when you go and do a project in Zimbabwe, you said, or Zambia, where you said the growth, you take your team from South Africa and go there.
I take my team from South Africa and we go. With the rugs, we do it more of an online. It's nice because you build that relationship. It's now so easy to do video calling. So we do a lot of video calling, so I never had to take my rugs to Africa. It was just pure video calling. They'd say what they like. Sometimes they'd say, okay, would you come down with your stuff, with the stuff? And they'd send the truck to fetch their rugs, and then you'd fly down and you'd meet them there to go and lay it down for them.
What I like about what you're doing is you're using technology to enable your business to be successful, and that's very powerful.
Everything has become technology-based. The lives we live in is everything is technology-based, so why not take advantage of it?
Yes,
It makes
of
life
course.
easier.
Of course, of course. Using old school principles, but with relevant modern tools that
Yes.
are available. And that has been your success.
It has.
Now, I can see you innovative. You're bringing in new ideas. I mean, starting off with, for 6 years, doing just the rugs online. So already innovative in the sense that you started from the beginning as an online business.
I started off just with social media initially.
Right.
And
But you
then
never
it
ever
grew.
had a store.
I never ever had a store.
Yeah, so you've always been sort of ahead of the curve. I mean, today everyone's talking online, but maybe 8 years ago it wasn't as prevalent as today.
It wasn't.
Especially, this was previous to COVID. Now, I think after COVID, everyone's now become more used to sort of
COVID
online.
taught everyone to do things online, to purchase stuff online. So in that way, as bad as COVID was, it was a blessing as well.
Yes. So, and then you've been innovative. You've introduced new products. You mentioned the various products related. I would say, an interior design consultant, if I may call it that, or solution provider.
A solution provider.
Yeah, because it's like a lot more.
Yes.
So, what's in the pipeline? For the next, let's say, if we take a crystal ball and look next 3 years.
The next 3 years, we're looking at, since we started with the concrete flooring and the concrete basins, we started now with concrete tops for kitchens. So hopefully get more into that and then go into the concrete walls, that wall finish.
Yes.
And the inside and the exterior of the houses.
Okay, so I mean, obviously you've already got the technologies to be able to do that. So you're just taking it from the floor now to the walls as well as outside.
And inshallah, hopefully grow into a complete home industry.
Yeah, so a home solution provider.
Home solution provider.
So if I want to do a big development, for example, and I need to do, there's obviously the builders that do the exterior, the infrastructure. When it comes to all things interior, then Ozel Gallery becomes your solution provider.
Yes, even with the exterior, with the walling, we're looking at doing now with the concrete finish on the exterior, the slat look on the exterior, going into the complete natural look of design.
And as you said, you already are on the continent, so I guess the growth is also not only South African based.
No, it's a lot throughout Africa.
Now, this is obviously going to be quite taxing on your own. This is a lifestyle business, so your kids, do you limit your growth because of the fact that you're also a nurturer of the home, or does that not become a limiting factor?
I think with every growth, you have to find balance. And I think that's the hurdle you have to come each time. You have to overcome each hurdle with finding that balance. And inshallah, finding that balance seems to be okay for now.
And of course, your kids are growing older, so then they become more independent.
Yes.
And then understand, I mean, sometimes you can make that still a lifestyle, because if you're doing a project outside of the country, I guess your family travels with you.
Yeah, they come with and they turn it into a holiday.
Yeah. So
it's a win-win on both sides.
Work, play together, right? And you were saying you have a very supportive husband. He's involved with you in the business, or he has his own business?
He has his own business, but when I need his help, he's there.
No, nice.
And in the sense that he'll come out with me to certain clients, I just felt it's easier. And in that way, he comes with to the clients. That's how he gets involved in the business.
Okay, lovely. And now, as we come to the close of the show, your experience, you talk a lot about that entrepreneurship is not easy.
Yes.
It's been a hectic journey. I think for other entrepreneurs, maybe male, female, but even speaking specifically to female entrepreneurs, young girls that want to get into this world, some key lessons for them, some messages of inspiration for them, and maybe even warning signals of what not to do.
I'd say that just be consistent in what you want, what's your outcome going to be consistent in it, believe in yourself, and just continue. Don't ever give up.
And for yourself, I mean, what has been some of the not to do things,
Just don't trust anybody and everybody. Take a step back, weigh out the pros and cons, and then trust a person. So even with your customers, certain customers as well, they give you a lot of trouble. You have to have a lot of patience with them. They'd want certain things, and at the end of the day, then all of a sudden they don't want it, or they'd make you do things, and then financially they'd say, okay, you know what, we're backing out a bit. Because now we can't fulfill our side of the bargain, our side of the agreement. So it's basically you have to be tough. You have to be tough, and you have to say, okay, you know what, here's are the rules, and that's it.
That's very important. I mean, sometimes we tend to want to provide the customer service, but you end up being taken for a ride.
Yeah. basically.
So you have to say the simple
So I
terms.
think, as you said earlier, with construction, you can be taken for a ride. I think it works both ways. That's where the whole relationship comes in, business relationship comes in, where ethics plays a big role in it.
And I think what comes out very strongly for me when you speak, Firzana, is this thing of honesty in business. And I think that has been your key, is that when you're straightforward, especially in this industry, because it has a real tendency, like we were talking about earlier,
Yes.
for a lot of fanciful promises,
Yes.
and then there isn't that commitment. And I know of people that are going through construction projects and are so frustrated. Things get extended 6 months longer, and that has a cost implication.
It does. It has a very big cost implication for both sides, for the supplier and the consumer. So timelines, but as well, some people, I mean, you need to get realistic timelines. You can't say you want a job that takes 6 months to be done in 3 months.
Of course.
So basically, like with the flooring, you can't say, okay, in a week's time, I want my entire flooring done. It takes time. Weather also plays a big role, and getting the product, the supply of the product also plays a
That
big
supply
role.
chain is important.
It is.
Some of it is important, and you have issues at harbor and ports and all of
Getting
those
it.
things. Yeah, so you become, you have to understand all aspects of business.
Yes.
But luckily, you have a good support base. And just as we part quickly, 3 key points,
Sure.
if you can give to our viewers some lessons. Just 3 key.
3 lessons. Oh. I'd say your 3 lessons is, as I said earlier, hard work,
Hard work, yeah?
perseverance, and trust.
Trust, honesty.
The 3.
That's what you're saying,
Yeah.
right? That
The
whole
3
thing of
biggest
ethics.
things.
Yeah, I mean, those are simple, old school principles, those that are taught to us in our beautiful religion as well.
Yes.
And that has been your success. On behalf of the Inspirate Business Show, we thank you for your time, Firzana, as
Ozel Gallery.
Ozel Gallery. I say Masul Ozel, that's why the Ozel came in. As Ozel Gallery online. Wishing you all the best in the future. May you continue to thrive. May you continue to make an impact on the continent. And may Allah continue to protect and guide you.
Amen. And Jazakallah for having me.
Great. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have, and I hope you've picked up those pearls of wisdom and been inspired to go out and make a success of your business, whomever you are. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.